There's something, in my totally humble opinion, that you need to have in a game like ours. And that thing is the heavy attack. You see, you've got your standard attack, and it's pretty fast. You can just slam on the attack button, and your character will dole out a moderate amount of damage, and that's cool. But then you've got this heavy attack, right? And the idea behind that is that it takes a little more time to carry out a heavy attack. Just enough time that your character might get interrupted by an enemy attack while doing it. And so a nice little risk-reward scenario emerges from this simple attack dichotomy. It feels almost sacrilegious to not include a heavy attack in our game. So, we built one. Here's Matt on how our simple heavy attack input works.
As you can see, the white circle doesn't appear when you just click, and then when you hold down for like 0.1 seconds, it appears and starts to grow. I also slowed down the animation speed for heavy attacks, so as you can see, they look a little heavier, but we'll, we still got to pick and choose which animations to use.
One of the ideas that Matt pitched to me early on in our pre-production process was this idea of what he called a rhythmic attack. The concept is pretty straightforward, but like a lot of the ideas we've been working with, I think if it's handled well, it can offer a lot of variety and, dare I say, complexity to the game. The rhythmic attack is carried out when the player inputs a series of attacks in accordance with, you guessed it, some sort of tempo or rhythm. Perhaps if it's a fast weapon like a dagger or a katana, the tempo is real quick. But if the weapon is a warhammer or a battle axe, the tempo is nice and slow. If the player hits the correct tempo with a certain amount of inputs, maybe they get a damage boost or a special attack with the weapon they're using. Cool idea, right? But the question that comes with all cool ideas is this: how do we actually implement it? One of my favorite mechanics in modern video games is the active reload from Gears of War. I haven't even played Gears of War since college, and that's how you know I'm not messing around. If something can stick with you that long, it must be good. The basic idea is simple. When a player reloads their gun in Gears of War, they can just slap the reload button willy-nilly, or they can time it perfectly by making sure the little thingamajiggy lands in the correct whatchamacallit zone on this little meter here. If they do that right, the incoming clip is filled with bullets that do a little more damage. Really simple, really effective, really satisfying. What if our rhythm attacks worked on a similar principle? Fun fact, I got knocked out of the 4th grade spelling bee on the word rhythm, and I still can't spell it all that good. Anyway, what if we had a little meter or similar UI element that encouraged the player to nail their attacks according to a certain beat or tempo? Well, it's not a what if, because we did it. Here's Matt showing it off. We also got the basics of directional blocking working, and here's how that works.
And here's directional block. If I'm blocking this way, he's doing all this damage, but when I turn, no damage because I have this weapon's block set to max, so it blocks everything.
And last but not least, Matt also built out a cool system for designing enemy behaviors that, again, can lead to a lot of interesting variety.
Here I got this aggro melee. Player further than 10, return to this position. Closer than 10, attack melee. Health below 50%, set damage multiplier, and set speed multiplier. So right now he's further than 10, so he's not doing anything. Once I get in range, he'll start to follow me and attack me, but then once I get out of range, he'll return. And then I'll show you the aggro part. If I get his health below 50%, now he's in aggro mode, so he's just gonna follow me relentlessly because he's faster and he does more damage.
Oh yeah, and you know what else? We got a bunch of brand new art into our test level. Things are looking a lot better already. Okay, that's all for now, folks. We'll see you in the next one.